everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Yinka. So in today's class we're going to be making this beautiful and elegant bubu dress. For this dress today, you're going to be using 4 yards. I actually ordered for 5 yards, but the vendor sent me 4 yards, so we're going to make do with that. So if you want to have a tie with yours, I would suggest you just buy 5 yards so that you can have enough a tie for yourself. So we're going to be using 4 yards like I said, and you're going to be needing a machine thread and also your bias. All right, that's just the major thing you need for this tutorial today. If you're new to this channel, please kindly take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and to my old subscriber, you're welcome back. So take the front seat and let's get started. So for this tutorial today, you'll be needing your full gown length measurement, that is from your shoulder down to the floor length, and also you're going to be needing your shoulder to your nipple point, and also your shoulder to your waist length, and also your hip line, and also your shoulder to your knee measurement. And you know, when we measure our knee, we don't exactly stop at our knee. You stop 3 inches above your knee level. I'm going to measure from my shoulder down to my knee, then I'll count 3 inches upward, then that is going to be my knee length measurement. So here I have is 36 inches. All right, then of course you need your bust circumference measurement, your waist circumference measurement, and your hip circumference measurement. And of course you're going to be needing your center back to your desired sleeve length. But because this is lace, we're going to be making do with whatever length we could get. We don't need to trim the lacy edge because that's just the beauty of the style. My shoulder to knee measurement is 36 inches. So I'm going to, from my fabric, I'm going to measure that 36 inches 2 times. From my fabric, 36 inches 2 times from my fabric. This is 36 inches, then another 36 inches. Then because I'm going to be needing allowance to join the pleats to this upper part, so I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches to that. So that is it. I'm going to be cutting that out. Make sure when you're cutting it out is straight. So I'm going to be cutting this out now. I've cut out twice my knee length measurement times with 2 inches allowance. So I'm going to be folding it this way, such that I'm going to be having my lacy edge at these 2 sides. Can you see? Fold it into 2 the way I'm showing you here, into 2 like this. Then after that you're going to be folding it like this into 4. Can you see? It's folded into 4 now. Then I'm going to place it on my table. This part here is unfold. It is completely unfold. And here I have my lacy edge. You can see the fabric is folded into 4. And here also is unfold. This is going to be your shoulder, and this is going to be your knee length measurement. And if you notice now, I don't know if you can notice, this fabric is folded on the good side because it's a bubu dress. So the next thing you want to do now, you're not going to be leaving any guideline. You're going to start directly from this place. This is going to be your shoulder. So place your tape rule from here. You measure down your nipple point. My nipple point is 10.5. Then you measure your waist length and your hip line, and then the rest is the knee length measurement. You can go ahead and extend the line, but I will not advise you extend the line too much because we are folding on the good side so that you don't mess your fabric. So just put mark on it so that you can identify the points. This is my nipple point, my waist length, my hip line, and my gown knee length. So the next thing now is for you to come to your nipple point line, and you're going to input your bust circumference measurement divided by 4 plus ½ inch ease. My bust circumference measurement is 40 inches divided by 4. That's going to be 10. I'll measure 10, then I'll add ease of ½ inch. But if you want it to be really free on your body, you can add 1 inch ease. but I'm adding just half because I want it to be fitted to my body. Then I'll come to my waist length. I'm going to input my waist circumference measurement divided by 4 plus half inch is. My waist circumference measurement is 32 divided by 4. That's going to give me 8 inches. I'm going to measure the 8 inches, then I'll add half inch is. Then on my hip line, I will input my hip circumference measurement divided by 4 plus half inch is. My hip is 42 divided by 4. That's going to be 10.5. I'll measure the 10.5, then I'll add my half inch is. Then I'll come to the M line, that is my gown knee length here. I'll input my hip circumference measurements divided by 4 plus half inch. Then I'll connect these points together. But note, if you don't want it to be snug on your body because it's a bubu dress, if you don't want it to have too much fitting, you can add 1 inch ease. It's still going to be fine. To do now is for you to come to this M line. From where your measurement stops here, come up by 3 inches, and then you are going to make a mark and rule it to this point because we are going to be cutting that out. From where your measurement stops here, measure 3 inches upward this way, and then just rule it to this side. Can you see? Then you are going to be trimming this part off. To do now is to input your neck measurements. For my neck, I'm going to be doing a round neck, so I'm going to be measuring starting from this folded edge. I'm going to measure 4 inches this way, and I'll also measure 4 inches downward. Then I'll connect the points together. Then I'm going to cut this out. Can you see? So the next thing now is for you to transfer this your shock to the other side of your fabric. This your measurement here. You need to transfer the shocking to the other side because it's a bubu dress. We are going to be sewing directly on this line. We are not cutting anything out except what we have cut out here at the M line and also the neck. That's the only thing we are cutting out. So I'll push some pins here so that I can transfer the shock to the second side. So when you're done pushing in pins on your shocked line, you are going to flip the fabric over this way, and then you are going to use your chalk and connect your pins together. You may not see it, but I can see it from here. Can you see? Then I'll turn it back. So we are done with the upper part of our gown. The next thing now is to cut the lower part, and the lower part is just going to be some pleats or gather around the M line, this knee measurement. So if you open your bubu now, you can take off your pins now at this stage. So if you open up your bubu, this is what you have. Can you see it? It's like this. Next thing we are going to do now is to cut the bottom part of our bubu dress, and to do that you need to subtract your gown knee measurement from your total gown length. My total gown length is 60 inches, so if I subtract my gown knee measurement from that, my gown knee measurement is 36, so 60 minus 36, that's going to give me 24 inches. But you know, you need half inch allowance to join the pleat together with this upper part, so I'm going to be cutting out 24.5 inches. So I'm adding half inch for my allowance, because we don't need allowance for the hemline cut. The lacy edge is going to be at the M line of the dress, so I'm going to cut out another fabric that measured 24.5 inches in length. Then the width is going to be twice the circumference of my hem line here. This is the hem line of the upper part. This is front and this is back. So for you to determine the width that you need here now that you are going to be pleating, because we are going to be pleating here, for you to determine the amount of fabric you require to pleat at this hem line, you need minimum of twice the length of this place. Here I have exactly 23 inches here. This is 23 inches, so I need twice that measurement, meaning I need 46 inches to be pleated here on only one side, and then you also need another 43 inches for the other side. You know, it's a bubu dress. We already cut both the front and the back together. Can you see? So you need minimum of twice the measurement of this your hem line. Here I have total width of 23 inches, so I need twice that measurement. That's going to be 46 inches. So I'll cut another fabric that measure 46 inches width, and the length is going to be 24.5 for the front. And also you do the same thing for the back part of it. 23 inches twice, that's 46 inches. Then the length is going to be 24.5. So I'll go ahead, I'll cut that out. If you like, you can completely join the whole thing before you cut a long fabric that you're going to pleat all around the hem line of the upper bodice, of the upper part. But I'm just going to be doing front and back together so that I can close it at the two sides. I've cut that out, and this is it here. So I'm going to be pleating this to the bottom part. I'm going to be pleating this here to this bottom part. So you will be needing two of these. I've cut out two. The second one had the second side. All right, this is the hem line of my bubu. So I'm going to place the one I cut that I'm going to be pleating at the bottom part. I'm going to place them together, right side to right side, and I'm going to pleat with 1/2 inch allowance. Make sure you sew like 1 inch. Just sew like 1 inch before you start pleating, and make sure you distribute your pleats, because you don't want one side to be full and the other side to be scanty. Joining the pleats at the bottom part, what I'm going to do next is to finish the neckline with my bias. So place your bias on the right side of your dress, and then you're going to stitch all around the neckline, and when you're done, you're going to flip the bias to the wrong side and top stitch. So when you're done stitching the bias to the neckline, you're going to turn your fabric to the wrong side, and then you're going to flip the bias from the right side to this wrong side this way, and then you're going to top stitch. I'm done making my pleats at the hem line. This is one side, and this is the second side. This is the second side. You can see I've also finished the neckline with my bias. This is the good side of my dress, and if you turn it to the wrong side, this is how it's looking. I've finished the neckline with my bias. So what you need to do next now is for you to fold your fabric back into two this way. Fold your fabric into two this way. This is the wrong side of my fabric. You match both the front and the back together this way at the shoulder, right side to right side. So you're going to be closing the side now. Match them properly. So from the hem line this way, you're going to take to your sewing machine. You are going to stitch together with 1/2 inch from the hem line like this. When you get to this point, you turn and make your stitch all the way back till you get to the sleeve area this way. Can you see? You stitch together with 1/2 inch. You do the same thing to the second side. You start from the hem line, you make your stitch. When you get to where the pleats and the body join together, you continue stitching with 1/2 inch till you get to the sleeve part. I'm done with one side. I'll also do the second side. I'm done closing the side. So at this corner where the wing connects to the body, just make a little notch close to your seam, but don't cut your seam, so that by the time you turn it to the right side, it can come out nicely. Do the same thing to the second side here. At that curved part, just notch it so that by the time you turn it to the good side, it can relax. So the next thing you have to do now is to turn your fabric to the right side, turn it to the good side. We are almost done. So the next step we have to do is to take it back to the sewing machine. I don't know if you can see my shocked line. Cutting this, we shock it on the good side. So you take to the sewing machine, you just follow your shock, and then you are going to stitch the sides close. You also do the same thing to this other side, and that's it. Your bubu will be ready. So that's it, our bubu is ready. So please kindly take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.